I am going to read you a story about a very famous bell, the Liberty Bell. The Liberty Bell is an American symbol for freedom. This book was written by Mary Firestone, and it's illustrated by Matthew Skeens. Welcome to the Liberty Bell. I'm Clara, a tour guide at the Liberty Bell Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. What is the Liberty Bell? The Liberty Bell is a famous symbol of freedom. The bell was made when Great Britain still ruled over the American colonies. In 1776, colonists rang the bell when they decided to break free of British rule. Are you wondering how the Liberty Bell got cracked? Well, let's read on to find out. A call together. Early American settlers needed a way to announce important events. The best way was by ringing a bell. The sound of the bell would bring people to their town square to find out what was going on. In 1751, the people of the Pennsylvania colony ordered a large bell from Great Britain. They needed the bell for a government building in Philadelphia. The building was called the State House. The bell was tested after it arrived. The people in Philadelphia found the bell was cracked. The bell makers. John Pass and John Stowe were given the job of making a better bell. The men were founders. A founder is a person who makes things out of metal. Pass and Stowe melted the bell from Great Britain and added new metals to it. In March 1753, the colonists tested the new bell, but they still didn't like the sound it made. Pass and Stowe melted the bell again and made yet another new bell. Leaders in Philadelphia decided to keep Pass and Stowe's second bell. It became the official State House bell, Ring of Freedom. The bell at the State House rang often. Its sounds called citizens together for special events. On July 8, 1776, the bell rang to announce very important news. The bell's sound that day called people to hear the first reading of the Declaration of Independence. Leaders from the 13 American colonies passed the Declaration of Independence on July 4th, 1776. The leaders met at the State House in Philadelphia. Now, the Declaration of Independence, it's just a very important document that says that the colonies in America would be free of British rule. Keeping it safe. During the Revolutionary War, battles against the British broke out in Philadelphia. In 1777, the bell was moved to the village of Allentown, Pennsylvania, and hidden under the floor of a church. When the British left Philadelphia in 1778, the bell was returned to the State House. From 1790 to 1800, Philadelphia was the capital of the United States. Who named the bell? The Liberty Bell has a message of freedom written on it. It says, "Proclaim liberty throughout all the land unto all the inhabitants thereof." These words mean that all Americans should be free. In the 1830s, many people in the United States wanted to end slavery. These people believed Americans should be free no matter the color of their skin. They began using the bell as a symbol of their beliefs. They printed drawings of the bell in their newspapers and pamphlets. One such pamphlet included a poem called The Liberty Bell. The State House bell was soon known by this new name. A final ring. Each year, the bell rang out to celebrate the birthday of George Washington. The country's first president was born on February 22nd. On that date, Americans celebrated his birth and his great deeds. Something went wrong on Washington's birthday in 1846. People in Philadelphia rang the Liberty Bell many times that day. Finally, a strange sound came out. A small crack in the metal had grown longer. The bell would never ring loudly again. The bell travels. Slavery ended in the United States in 1865. The Civil War had been won by the North, and all of the slaves were freed. Soon, the Liberty Bell took on a new meaning. It was used to help bring people in the North and South together again. The Liberty Bell was taken to cities across the country. It was displayed in New Orleans, Chicago, Atlanta, and other places. It helped all Americans remember the history they shared. Celebrating freedom. In 1976, the United States had its bicentennial. That meant 200 years had passed since the colonies broke free from Great Britain. A building called the Liberty Bell Pavilion was built for the celebration. The bell was taken out of the State House, which had become known as Independence Hall, and was hung in the new pavilion. The new building made it easier for crowds of people to see the bell. The Liberty Bell is part of the Independence National Historical Park. You can see the Liberty Bell anytime, day or night. It's enclosed in glass and it is always visible. Next time you're in Pennsylvania, go take a look. Goodbye and thank you for visiting.